Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Che Durena. A few weeks ago, we put together a list of scary animals that look innocent to let you guys know some of the hidden dangers lurking around the animal kingdom. You'd be surprised what animals are secretly wanting to kill you, and you should probably go check out our part 1 video if you haven't seen it yet. It'll definitely make you second guess buying some exotic pets. I'm not even sure how you get in contact with the exotic pet guy. If you have a link, make sure you leave all their contact information in the comments below. But our first list was such a big hit that we bring you today's list of top 10 scary animals that look innocent, part 2. It's time to count down some adorable fluffy creatures that want to eat your heart. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts a little bit better. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. We're gonna kick off this list with dogs. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs. Every time I see a good boy in the street, I just need to take a moment to appreciate the glory that this pupper brings to the table. And the vast majority of dogs are sweet and would never hurt a fly. They just want to be snuggled and occasionally destroy your home and pee on things. And even when dogs are mean, it's always the owner's lack of care that makes a bad dog. No dog is ever born bad. But all that being said, there are some people out there who don't know how to take care of their dogs, and this leads to bites and attacks. There are over 35,000 people who die from dog attacks globally each year. That's why you always need to ask to pet someone's dog before you do it, even though it's so hard to resist petting a dog. I could go longer without carbs than petting a dog. At number 9, we have hippos. Hippos look like big, heavy, cuddly balls of fat that you could just snuggle up next to. They look like savanna cows. Most people would see a hippo just chilling and they would probably think they're not a threat. But it might surprise you that they are some of the most aggressive animals in Africa. They kill people all the time. They'll even tip over boats so they can take your head and crush it like a peanut M&M. They don't just attack humans either, but hippos will kill almost anything that comes too close to them. They destroy crocodiles, it's not even a contest. They'll even smash lions, like Mike Tyson winning the heavyweight title at 19. Really, the only thing that slows down a hippo is elephants. I mean, that makes sense. That would be like me fighting Andre the Giant. Probably fun for everyone to watch, but I would have a concussion in the first 15 seconds. At number 8, we have pufferfish. When they're swimming around, they got a pretty clueless face. They got this big body and little fins. They're kind of like the T-Rex of the underwater world. But even though these guys look like the clueless kid in your math class who would breathe through his mouth, they have something hidden up their sleeve. If you stress them out, they'll blow up like me after eating too much cheese. When they do this, they'll expose the sharp spines that they have covering their body, and it'll make them a lot harder to play with. Now that you know not to give a pufferfish anxiety, it seems easy enough. But most species of pufferfish have an extra layer that makes them even more deadly. Most of them are extremely poisonous. Like one bite and you're gonna be on the floor with foam coming out of your mouth kind of poisonous. But this doesn't stop them from being a delicacy in Japan. There are places you can go to eat pufferfish. It needs to be prepared by a trained professional, and if they don't prepare it properly, it will kill you. So even if you're not swimming around in the water, these guys can find a way to end your life if you don't know how to read a menu properly. At number 7, we have geese. They look kind of like ducks, and ducks are cute as hell. So a bigger duck would just be an even bigger oversized ball of cuteness, right? Wrong. Geese are mean. They hate everything. The only thing they like are their kids and biting people in the faces. They're very territorial, and they will drown animals that come into their feeding area. Have you ever tried to give a goose bread? They don't even wait politely in line like ducks or pigeons. No, they will attack you and try to rip the bread out of your hand. It happened to me when I was 4. They're foul creatures who love to hiss and squawk at people. Not to mention, if geese fly over your car, you can bet that they'll take a dump on it the size of a Cinnabon. At number 6, we have beavers. They look so innocent. They're small, they got big buck teeth, they got this huge floppy tail. They kind of look like the nerds of the animal kingdom. I picture them carrying around a bunch of books and wearing thick Coke bottle glasses. But even though these little dudes look like they were born with social anxiety, they have extremely powerful jaws and they can bite through someone's skin like a hot knife through butter. In 2016, there was a couple swimming in a lake in Connecticut. They're probably just having a great old time with their young love, ignoring the impending doom of climate change. Something they were also ignoring was the giant beaver beaver nest that was close by because in the murky water snuck up a buck-toothed furball that bit right through the ligament in the young lady's thumb. There was also a man who was killed by a beaver when it chomped down on his leg and severed an artery. At number 5, we have moose. Mooses? Moosei? I think it's just moose for the plural. These big old forest folk have a long face and a lot of people think they live and act like deer. You know how if you walk up to a deer, it will run away? Yeah, moose won't do that. Moose will beat you to death and leave your corpse for the scavengers. Moose have a personal bubble, and if you go into that space, they will probably charge you and they'll get super pissed off and then, I don't know, maybe like crush your head or like step on you. I don't know how a moose kills you, but it's in a horrible way. In Alaska, more people get attacked by moose than bears. And if it's mating season, you can bet you want to stay miles away from any male moose. When a male moose is horny, they become super aggressive. A horny moose is more dangerous than drinking 2 cups of coffee and getting stuck in highway traffic. But they both end with you filling your slacks full of butt chocolate. At number 4, we have deer. I mean, it's Bambi for God's sake. How could these things be scary? If Disney has taught us anything about deer, it's that they are sweethearts of the forest and they can make friends with literally any animal. Also, if you shoot a deer, remember there's a little baby deer out there looking for its mama. I just told you that to brighten up your day a little bit. Well, if you don't know, deer kill more people in America than any other animal. Around 120 people a year die from deer. Now, how many people do you think die from rattlesnakes each year in America? Well, it's just 1. So you should be way more afraid of getting gored by a buck than getting poisoned by a reptilian maraca. Most of the deaths from deer come from people driving into them. But deer also carry a ton of diseases. I don't know if you remember, but there was a zombie deer epidemic running around the US last year. Literally, deer with rotting bodies and brains were on the loose and it was terrifying. At number 3, we have the Tasmanian devil. I mean, we all know Taz. He's one of the most famous Looney Tunes. If you don't know him, I have no idea what you've been doing with your life. I mean, he was in the world famous movie Space Jam, the world's greatest commercial and critical success. But in real life, these things look pretty cute. They're little black furballs. They kinda look like what I would picture Pikachu would look like if he had black hair. But these bad boys are pretty vicious. They have teeth that can slice right through bone with an extremely powerful bite. They typically eat small animals, but they will attack humans if they feel threatened. Also, they're nocturnal, so if you're getting chased by a pack of these guys at night, you can bet that they have the upper hand. At number 2, we have cats. I feel like most of us out there are starting to catch on to what cats are doing. They all look cute and nice and sweet with their big eyes and furry faces, but deep down we know that all cats are They only want to hang out with you when they need something. They'll wake you up in the middle of the night for food or just to be playing rude. They'll sometimes randomly scratch you when they're petting them. Like, dude, what do you want? But you have to admit, they are super cute. That's the only reason why we put up with their garbage. It's like the age-old saying goes, if you're good looking, you can get away with anything. I might have just made that up. I don't know if that's a real thing. But there's something outside of cats' terrible personality that makes them a threat. They have a toxin in their poop that can make you very sick. It's something that is deadly to humans and is especially risky for pregnant mothers. So think about that next time you're scooping turds out of that sandbox. And at number 1, we have the Wolverine. I don't know if any of you out there have seen a Wolverine. It's a white dude from Canada in a yellow jumpsuit with a broken past and everyone he has ever loved is dead. Well, it's that, and it's also a member of the weasel family. But these dudes look super cute and cuddly. They look like a big ferret you could have a tea party with. But these bastards are vicious. They're very territorial and would fight anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. Like, I mean anything. They'll kill a moose if they have to. Just to put that into perspective for you, a moose is around 1,500 pounds and a wolverine is only 80. Could you imagine fighting something 20 times larger than you in a fight to the death and winning? That's unreal. Well, everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't seen the part 1 video, go check that out right now. And if you enjoyed this one, share it with your friends, leave a bunch of comments, and then we'll make a part 3 video. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts a little bit better. Until next time, I've been Che Durena, and I need to pet a dog. Bye.